Hello, you guys. My name is Janetprado. I am the host of Happiness from Within. Today's beautiful topic is how to love yourself. So, this is particularly one of my favorite topics because would you agree that we are our own worst self critic? And especially as we're growing up, going through being a, teenagehood, and then high school, we get picked on, maybe you're bullied on, and we tend to be shy, and then there's those that are not so shy, and so we don't really know what loving ourselves really means. So when I was in middle school, I wasn't popular. I wasn't actually very attractive either. And when I went into high school and then college, it was just how do I explain it to you? I was very focused on my studies, and but basically, I used to criticize myself. I used to say, "Oh my God, I have a big stomach. I have big ears. I have wide hips," even though it was like that, coming from a Hispanic family, that was just very natural, right? And so it wasn't until I started doing self-development. So that is the first step in loving yourself. Is well, first is not self-development, but first is actually recognizing who you are as a beautiful person. And then recognition, how that starts is actually number two, which is personal development. So would you agree, we have access to so many different tools these days? We have access to podcasts, we have access to YouTube, social media. There's so many people putting out different forms of content, and you connect with people that resonate with you, right? That are providing value. And so my recommendation to you is, one, after you recognize yourself, is two, is personal development. So let me give you an example. One person that I really truly love is Louise Hay. She wrote this book on heal your body and heal your mind. And what she does is she talks about different parts of your body. Like, let's say you have back pain or you have stomach pain. And it's really amazing. She talks about how different illnesses have a root reason that have to do with an emotion, and how through love you can actually heal these things. I know it sounds really weird, right? So as I started reading her book and reading these different affirmations, and really, even if it was reading 1 or 2 pages a day, but really understanding her heart and her soul and starting applying it to my life, it started to really resonate with me. So let me give you an example. So I've actually had 3 different knee surgeries. I had many doctors tell me that's this condition that you have. I had this condition in my body for about 15 years. And it doesn't matter how it happened. It was just, we all go through different things, and it's what you do about it, right? All I knew is that I had to heal myself. And one of the things that Louise Hayes taught me was that through love, you can heal your body. At first, I thought it was a bunch of mumbo jumbo. But what I started to do is I started to recognize, like as I was telling you earlier, that I was criticizing my body, right? And I was maybe possibly poisoning my body after all these years. Maybe it was something karmically. It was definitely a combination of holding on to many things, because we all hold on to things. Would you guys agree? We all go through I don't really know anybody that hasn't come from a broken family. Like, everybody has something. 1 in every 4 women have either been molested, raped, abused, and 1 in every 5 men, believe it or not, it's the same thing. And so this is a worldwide issue. And so I share that with you from my heart to yours, is because I want you to know that you're not alone. And so what I started to do, I started to put my hand on my knee, right? And I started to say, I love and appreciate you. And through this process of doing that, and also connecting with other amazing women, I started to see a pattern. They were talking about going back to the heart. And I'm very proud to tell you that just this last year, after having my third knee surgery, my knee was only bending at 30 degrees, and now it's at 140 degrees. I'm now able to do hot yoga. I do meditation, and I don't say that to impress upon you. I share that with you from my heart to yours to show you that, anything that you might be going through, your struggle, there's a lot of people suffering out there. Maybe you're one of those people. Maybe you're one of those people right now that is having that knee pain, you're having that back pain, or maybe you have an incurable disease. I want you to know, if I can overcome an incurable disease, you can absolutely overcome an incurable disease. By no means am I saying it's easy. I've had many days where I could barely walk. I was putting castor oil, and I'm like, how am I going to get it, through these surgeries? And so going back to loving yourself, it's not something that happens overnight. It's definitely it's an everyday process. It's so we talked about recognition and personal development. So the third is through the personal development is understanding who your inner child is. So I'm going really deep here. So it's going to sound kind of funny, but I want you to imagine you are in this house, right? And you're sitting on the top of the roof, right? And on the bottom, there is you. So there's the adult you, and then there's the child you. So if you were to talk to that inner child and you say your first name, let's say, my name is Jeanette. You would say, Jeanette, you don't have to, you're watching and observing like what's going on, like you have nothing to worry about. So one thing that you can do is you can close your eyes and imagine your adult self hugging this little girl or this little boy and embracing it and saying these lovely words. It simply is that I forgive you. And this was an exercise that was given to me by one of my coaches. And wow, it was just so life-changing. As I started to do this exercise, usually it was in the nighttime when I had more downtime, because usually in the morning it's like crazy, right? But I started to forgive that part of myself, and I wanted to share with you another example about self-loving yourself. I also have gone through, I was molested as a child. Things happened that shouldn't have happened. But, back in 2011, I was actually able to pick up the phone and actually talk to each. It happened, in two different occasions with two separate people, but I was actually able to forgive those people. But it happened because I first forgave myself, because I always thought that I was doing something wrong for so many years. And I want you to know, by no means is this like I'm perfect and oh my God, like I'm just like not broken anymore. I just want you to know I'm not the same woman that I was 15 years ago. And for those of you young women, young men, whoever's watching this, I promise you, when you come in that place in your heart and the fourth thing is when you come from a place that you're going to commit, when you decide that you want to start healing yourself, because that's coming from your heart and soul, that is when things will start to shift. And so just going back really quick, when I decided that I was going to speak to these men that did this to me, nothing against men, but I really forgave them, and just my life just started to open up. I started to heal parts of myself, and through also hiring other coaches and just investing in myself, it's just been this beautiful journey. I mean, I never thought in a million years that I would ever cure my body of an incurable disease. And it's always just this process. Right now I'm at this amazing event called The Passionate Few, taking my podcast to the next level. And I'm so excited. It's something that's been a fear of mine. And I thought, well, in order for me to really love myself, I want to do something that I'm passionate about, right? So my beautiful message to you is, in loving yourself, just one, decide that you're going to take one step today. You know what? Find a podcast, somebody that you like. Hire a coach, but take one imperfect action today, and you're going to feel so much better. And if this message resonated with you at all in any way, I do offer coaching. Each session is $150. I'm going to put my information below. You can send me a direct message on Instagram, and I'll also include my email. But if this resonates with you in any way, I would love to provide you value. And I wish you a great day wherever you are in the world. Take care. Bye.